Battlefield 2042 is a mess right now. There is no denying that it's a bit of a buggy mess. The mess is getting better, but it's still becoming it's still a bit of a buggy mess, and that's shall ever be known. Just like, Sandy 2077. Now, what I mean is, I want to talk about this very serious problem is the devs are not listening. What I mean is that it's not like, oh, they're not listening to the fans, I'll do this, I'll take out the specialists at Battlefield, da, 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 da. What I mean is, you keep on trying to rush the games, you keep on putting down deadlines, you keep on trying to make the deadlines. Sorry if I'm not trying to make sense, this is my first time doing this, but what I'm trying to tell you is, I'm going to try and explain to you in this video, devs for DICE or EA or Ubisoft or just generally anyone, is a delayed game can always be a good game. A rush game is forever a bad game, and that's not just some saying that people are like going around saying and stuff. It's the God truth. Use rush the game when you're trying to release it, and now it's become a buggy mess. You are making it up. You are making it better. You are making better maps. You are reworking some of the previous maps to put down some more cover, making people happy. And you're doing a good job. But I can still tell that you're still rushing the game and you're still trying to rush deadlines. What I mean is that look here. Yep. You have like you release the new vehicle, like the new armored vehicle that's meant to be used as scout. So far I've been like having fun with it and stuff, but this ain't about me. When you are on the map, you have the displayed icon of the vehicle, so you can tell what vehicle you're jumping up to or who's using what. I can tell you are still rushing the game, but because you're using the same icon display as the Wildcat, I can tell, I can see the 6 wheels just like the Wildcat has. Yeah, look here. Wildcat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The new vehicle released, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what you did early in the game when it first released, yeah? You had the Wildcat and you also had the little buggy Jeep. Yeah, you use both the same icon, and the people didn't know if they're jumping into the Jeep or if they're jumping into the Wildcat. I'm not talking about like, oh, this is a tad bit annoying. Some people don't care. You can just fix it up later on. What I'm talking about is that you're not learning from your mistakes. What you're doing right now is the same problem that you got into the situation at the very start. You're rushing it rather than taking the time or maybe extend the deadline a bit in order so you can finish doing the icon. You're just like, okay, let's just rush this, you know what, they're not even going to know, just use the Wildcats AI and just reuse it just so we can get the game out there. Don't do that. It's not me like, oh, like you're going to ruin the game for everyone else. It's just not financially better for you if you're just rushing the games. And that's not just up to DICE and Battlefield, it's up to everyone, to all views, to the people who are making Call of Duty, the guys who made Titanfall 2s. You all try. Sorry, I'm spinning off. What I'm trying to say is, you are rushing it. You have to not rush it. I understand some of you like guys at DICE, you are like having all these management problems, you know, like all this stuff is going on. I get that there's tons of stuff going on with views. Like all the old guys are leaving, all new guys coming in, you're trying all new ideas. That's fine. Look, if there's something you want to do, but you might not make it in the deadline, then extend the deadline. Look, if you say like you're coming out with a new update or you're coming out with a new game, and then all of a sudden everyone's so anxious waiting for that, and all of a sudden it gets delayed and delayed and delayed. No one's disappointed. Some people might be like, oh, this is a bit frustrating. I have to wait for another 6 months or next year till the game comes out. Honestly, we're happy when we hear that because that means that you're taking in the time to make sure the game's good. You're making sure it's all well and done before you release it out into the world. Because this is the problem that happened with 2077. It's not their fault. People trying to tell the devs, oh, rush it out, rush it out, rush it out. The game comes out, it's a whole buggy mess, and the whole game goes down because everyone's really upset about it. And I understand that probably some of you who are more high up in the ranks understand this, but you're getting like, orders from EA telling you to try and rush the game, you have to try and explain to them that if the users try to rush the game in order to make it to your deadline, it's not going to be a good game. It's just not. Look, it's just not financially smarter for you if you just rush out the game. Yeah? Look, if you delay the game, you're a smart person. If you try to rush it to make it in the deadline, you're a dumb person. It's not even me trying to say my choice. I never made any games. I don't know what it's like. What I do know, it's just not financially smarter. Because people don't instantly buy the games. People go on YouTube and see what other people talk about. Like, there's guys out there like Big Fry, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, like tons of people who are anxious to play video games. Yeah, they go watch them, see their action, they see it's a whole buggy mess, and what do? They don't buy the game because no one's forcing them to. They choose to. Yeah, and they see it's a buggy mess. They see you rush it. They don't buy the game. You don't make any money from it. And then later on, even though you're making some updates and making some improvements, and some people are coming back, you'll forever have that history above your head, because that's what everyone will remember the game for. Just being a buggy mess from right at the start. No one's gonna want to play it. No one's gonna want to do anything with the bloody game. Yeah, but if you extend out your dead time to make sure everything's perfect, what I mean by perfect is that make sure everything's good. No one cares if there's going to be like a little bugs. That's unavoidable. There's always going to be bugs in the game. What is annoying is when there's bugs in the game that interferes with the player's experience. If there's like, a little cosmetic bug where, or like sometimes like the guns like make looking all bricky, or like a guy's ragdoll like flips up a bit, that's okay. What we don't like is when bugs like can't allow us to change our vehicle customization when it keeps on resetting, or like when we can't be revived, or we keep on dying in the same corner and our mates can't revive, or we just stay dead for the entire game. You fix those bugs. That's good. But the reason those bugs were created because you didn't take enough time to make sure the game was good and ready. What I'm trying to tell you is you gotta be patient with the game. No one cares if it comes out a bit more later. What they do care is it means that you're listening and you're taking in the time to make sure the game is ready. So I'm a bit new to this. If you're game bored because all you're doing is just looking at my picture, I don't care. I'm trying to be serious. If I keep on stumbling a lot, I'm not doing a very good job. That's fine. There's probably tons of people out there that does a way better job than me, but I'm just trying to spread the word, trying to get to you guys. Not you consumers, you devs. Sorry. God, where am I? It's just not a financially smart choice for you guys because you'll be making less money. Because right now, like the Battlefield counts like maybe 11, 12,000. Probably not even 10,000 maybe. Because it might be a bit more up higher thanks to the updates. The reason why it's down that low compared to every other games, like I keep on telling you, is because you rushed it, because everyone's looked at the videos and look at game reviews and stuff and gone like, oh my god, this game is so crap shit and stuff. Big Fry is hating on this, everyone's hating on this, everyone hates the game. It's look, you want to add a crossbow into it, add a crossbow into it. You want to put specials into the game, put specials into the game. Do what you want with the game, because at the end of the day, it's yours. Just take more time into it. Extend deadlines. If you hear someone complaining that you extended the game and they have to wait longer, ignore them. Because compared to 10 people complaining how they wait longer, it's going to be less of your voice than 100,000 people complaining to you of how much of a buggy mess it is. If EA or someone else up higher is telling you knows you gotta get into the deadline, you have to try and tell them not to. You have to try and extend that deadline because it's just not smart. It's really just not smart. It's not. Not a smart decision. Not for you, not for them, not for us, not for anyone. It's just dumb. Like, you might listen to me, you might not. I might get 100 views on here, might go wild, it might not, and it might be stuck in like the bottom of like the ocean of YouTube videos and stuff. Well, I'm just trying to tell you guys here. Just be, just take your time with it. Take your time, sort out this stuff. It's not gonna be perfect, but it can be better. If you just take your time, please. Just take your time, please. That's it for me. Have a nice day. Hey, it's me again. I'm sorry, there was just something I remembered. I just... Great, I'm doing it. I'm just studying a lot, probably not losing your attention. Look, this is what happened with Titanfall 2, yeah? They created a deadline. There was not necessarily anything buggy or bad about it, but EA created a deadline was between two other games with Battlefield 1 and the new COD game, yeah? They chose that's where the deadline's going to be. They put it down there with the two major games, and no one had enough money to pick up, yeah? Because some people had enough money for Battlefield 1, some people had enough money for COD, but they didn't have enough for all of it, yeah? So now today, Titanfall 2 is a great game. It's fun. I quite enjoy it. It's actually one of my top 10s. But, but the reason why this is related to this, because that player count of the game is down forever. Like, there's still players playing it, but it's always going to be low. Not because anything of it being buggy or anything, but because anyone who tries to play the game now, they're just going to get smashed because all the veterans that's playing it in the game, they're just going to not like them and they don't take the time with the game. I know it sounds like going like, oh, what happened when you're trying to tell the devs to not rush the game, and now all of a sudden you're trying to advertise Titanfall 2. What I'm trying to tell you is you did the same problem back then as you're doing now. You picked a deadline rather than moving it up forward more a bit, even though it might mean it will take longer to get out. You were buggered, you decide that's where the deadline's going to be, and then that game failed. Same thing that's going on with 2077. Rather than extend the deadline to put more work into the game, you overcame to everyone's annoying voice of rush the game, just release it now, we'll just play with it and have fun, even though later on they just lie to you and then they yell at you for rushing the game, because now it's all a buggy mess. And the same thing is happening to Battlefield 2042 and every other game that released early or bugging stuff without being delayed. So if I'm just rambling on about the same thing over and over again, if I'm just stuttering, if you can barely understand what I'm saying, I'm just trying to get the word out. I'm just trying to explain to you the situation that you and every developer, EA, Game Studio, everyone out there that creates video games. I'm just trying to make you aware of the situations you are all in. Just put more effort into it. If you don't listen to me or anyone else and you just keep on releasing the game early with a bunch of bugs and stuff in it rather than just taking the time to make sure it's all good and ready, then that game is going to fail and soon your company will just fall and you won't be making any money. It's not some annoying person saying this or those idiots saying that. It's just the truth. Just take time with the game. Take time with the game, take time with the updates. You don't have to change anything. Just don't rush the game. Just be patient. Just make sure it's all good. Just back up the deadline a bit more. That's all we're asking. Please. Okay. Good night. Have a nice day. Thank you.